Arkansas enjoys outsized influence in the outdoors, and we have the nature, the people, and the businesses who make the products we use. Today we'll tour a national manufacturer based in Fort Smith, and then we will use their products for some field research on the water. We also have another music video as Leigh plays some bluegrass with a couple of friends on the banks of the Little Red River in Searcy. All that and more on this edition of Arkansas's Great Outdoors. If you've seen this show for any length of time, you've met Chad Warner here at Pradco Brands. We go to ICAST every year, and Chad always gives us the latest, greatest from Pradco. Well, we are now here in Chad's backyard at Pradco's headquarters here in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and this is an exciting time to take a tour of the facility and exciting to see what you guys do here.
Yeah, we want to show you everything that we do in Fort Smith, from design, develop, to manufacturing, production. So let's go check it out.
A lot of folks don't know what's right here. Even the natives of Arkansas don't realize how big Pradco is, so we're going to take a tour right now. There's a lot of activity on the Pradco grounds. This will be an inside look at how the products get to your store and at the end of your fishing rod. This is the tool room, and this is really exciting because this is one of the areas that really sets Pradco apart.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of Pradco, honestly. If I didn't do what I did as the brand management side, this is where I would be, because this stuff is fascinating. We're one of the only, we're the largest fishing company in the States that has a fully functioning tool room, that we do everything from start to finish. So when we get a bait approved, this is where the next step happens. So you see behind us here, we have a soft plastic mold. This is a Dinger soft plastic mold, which is our #1 selling shape in Yum. So we make this from start to finish. They start with a piece of scrap aluminum, and then we'll use our CNC machines here to carve it out, clean it up, and then make that final product.
And talk about the advantage that it is to be able to mold these yourselves here, because other companies, when they're trying to do that, they're going to send off, it's thousands of dollars per mold.
Yep.
And to be able to do this here, I mean, it not only makes the process shorter, but far less expensive once you're able to put that investment in.
Yeah, so we're saving on cost, we're saving on time, we're saving on fees through shipping, just like you said. And we get that personal touch. Like, from a time perspective, my office is literally 20 steps upstairs. Yeah. All I have to do is come down, ask one of these guys down here, hey, how's the progress on this bait? They're like, oh, we've got a mold ready to shoot. I'll go out there, they'll shoot a prototype for me, and I can have it right there in my hands in the same day. Versus all of the shipping time, all the expense that you have on that. So, man, we're so fortunate to have this here in Fort Smith.
All right, so Chad, how many product lines are under the Pradco umbrella?
So we have 20 brands under the umbrella.
20, and then how many SKUs, how many individual products under each?
So that will vary. So right now we've got between 6,500 and 6,600 SKUs between those brands. Yeah,
it's a lot to keep up with.
It's a lot to keep up with. Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Well, we are here in the soft plastics division now. Yep. They're making some soft plastics right behind us. This is pretty exciting as well.
This is so what all of our Yum manufacturing comes right out of here, and also Great Lakes Finesse, and then brand like Bobby Garland for crappie. So we manufacture that here in Fort Smith. This is one of our machines and operations right here. We typically have 2 folks running one machine, because we like to be as lean as possible. So when there'll be one operator that's responsible for opening that door and pulling that runner, and then they'll both tag team as far as bagging goes. So we're trying to keep it as lean as possible right here. So once it gets bagged, gets put in an inner pack in a box on a pallet, and then it gets shipped off to our distribution center.
And thousands of bags a day.
Yeah, we'll run about 18 to 20,000 bags out of here a day.
Wow.
And that could ramp up to, depending on seasonality, we could push out 30 to 35,000 a day out of here, just depending on volume and what is needed.
We will have more from Pradco, and we're going to test some of their top lures right out on the Arkansas River a little later on in the show. In our next segment, get your bluegrass boots on as Leigh brings a trio of talent to the riverbanks of Searcy. Right now, however, here is our weekly safety tip brought to you by our friends at the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
Hey everyone, my name is Skeet Lewis. I am an educator with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. I work at one of our nature centers here, and it's our passion to help you find your passion outdoors. We're going to be having a bunch of free summer programs, and that can be anything from archery to fishing to hunting. There's a wide variety of programs, but the one thing that's consistent through each is we're going to be teaching safety first and foremost. A lot of these things can be a little scary to get into, but just know that with our classes, we're going to give you the safety and the confidence to get out there and start learning. If you want to know more, you can go to agfc.com, or you can also go to register-ed.com to see what classes we have available.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified. We sure appreciate you joining us each week on the show, but in between airings, be sure and check out our social media throughout the week. We update daily with tips, snapshots, and inspirational images from our amazing outdoors. Just find us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Search Arkansas's Great Outdoors. Now, the amazing beauty of Arkansas's amazing outdoors perfectly lends itself to wonderful music. Leigh teaches violin at Harding University in Searcy. She is joined by one of her students, Emma, and Emma's brother, Gabe, for this classic rendition of Red-Haired Boy, a favorite Irish melody. We have always loved to hear great songs and enjoy bringing them to you on the show. Now, we'll have more coming up in the future, including a version of the Arkansas Traveler, which will showcase some traveling in some very faraway places. Now let's check in with Mallory for another hiking tip to help you enjoy our trails.
Heat exhaustion and heat stroke are very serious things. So say you find yourself with darker urine, you're starting to sweat a lot more, maybe you're getting a little disoriented. Those are the first signs of heat exhaustion. Right away, find a shady spot, drink some water, maybe take a salty snack, get those electrolytes back going, and cool yourself down. So after heat exhaustion and you don't take care of the signs, can lead to heat stroke, which is a very serious matter. This is when your body can no longer cool itself down. So you stop sweating, your temperature rises, and you can even go into convulsions. Again, if you see the signs of heat exhaustion, take the time to cool down, take some rest before it leads to heat stroke.
Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified Arkansas Baitfish. As we mentioned at the start of the show, Arkansas is blessed with some great outdoors companies. Vexus makes some great boats, and Pradco makes some great lures. Let's put them to the test on the water right now. Okay, folks, this is the fun part of the show. So you got to see the tour of the factory, you got to see how these things are engineered, how they're designed, what all goes into making these lures great. Now let's put them to the test and do a little field research.
I love field research. It's my favorite part of the job. I think I said that multiple times during the tour too.
Yes.
This is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. Honestly,
Yeah,
this is where it's at.
this is it, yes. Yeah, so what's our plan today?
So we're gonna run over to a bay, a little bit protected by the wind. Fortunately, we've got a south wind, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go fish some water willow. Arkansas River is infamous for water willow. We're gonna swim a jig with a craw chunk on the back of it,
Okay.
made right in Fort Smith, and we're gonna catch them.
There we go. All right, let's go hit the water. We're going to fish with the Booyah Mobster swim jig matched with the Yum Chunk Craw. We are fishing grass lines off the main channel of the Arkansas River just west of Fort Smith.
It's one of my favorite ways to catch them because it's a lot of it's a visual bite.
Yeah.
You know, if you're keeping it up high, dragging it through there, it's almost like a topwater.
Yeah, the movement on that trailer is just,
Yeah, so it's built.
Yeah.
It's built to kick. Movement, lots of leg kick, lots of action, move a lot of water. So that's the way it's built. It does that perfectly.
the grass is called water willow because that's exactly what it looks like. No need to get fancy when you're naming something for the first time. This type of grass is found from eastern Oklahoma across Arkansas and on a line all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. It's a great source of cover and oxygen in shallow water. Oh, there we go.
So that was that
Fish on.
example of that topwater bite I was talking
Yeah.
about. He come up out of that little clump right there and just, I mean, snatched it up. He's not a big one, but man, he's fun. They get these.
Yeah.
See that right there?
Oh,
They
look at
get
that.
yeah, they get that from rubbing on wood. They get so close to cover, so when you see that right there, that means they've been pushed up to something.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you a clue about potentially what to fix next. Maybe it's a wood bite
Yeah.
getting to that point. So
Uh-huh.
that's what I like about the swim jig. It gets them right in the top, hooks them good, and they're not
Yeah.
coming out.
That's great. Good deal. If you need a unique testimonial that these lures are working, here is Exhibit A. Another species acting like a bass trying to get a free meal.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, it's a catfish. This might be a first.
Okay.
This might be a first that I've ever seen a catfish on a
wow.
swim jig.
And jumped up
Yeah.
and
What in the world?
looky there.
A channel cat on a swim jig.
My goodness.
That's a first. That's a first, legitimately. Young catches everything. I've never seen that happen.
Well, I tell you what, this lure can catch them all. But I swear he felt like he came up on for
I
it.
saw
Yeah.
him jump up out of the water like a bass. I was
Yeah.
like, what is? I thought that's why I said, oh, that's a good one. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
now we're going to work this area thorough.
Yeah. There he is. God, that fish was hot. I mean, that's the swim jig bite I was talking about. Man, she was hot. That's a little better one.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's almost as big as that catfish.
Almost. Yeah.
Now yeah, that was a good hook set.
Yeah, it's a little better one.
Yeah. Right there on the point too.
Yeah, perfect spot
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, here we go. Look, she choked it too. Look at that.
That's
I mean,
good. That's perfect.
straight
That's picture
down,
perfect.
Straight down the hatch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's the way you want to get them.
Yeah.
Bite like that. That's great.
Very nice. Okay, we've successfully tested the swim jig and the trailer. Now let's try crappie with the Bobby Garland jig heads and baby shad plastics.
I like to put my heavy jig on top, and I like to put my light jig on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I just use my tagline for my last jig. So that way you got two down there floating around. And a lot of times crappie they can get really finicky. So I'll change my lower bait to something smaller because sometimes they want a little bit smaller profile.
Yeah.
And just to be able to have two different options you can work with.
There we go.
What we got?
Got a little white bass.
Little white bass. Well, that's a start. What color did he come on?
On the bottom. Yeah, on the pink.
On the pink. Okay. All right. There he is.
A little bitty guy.
That's a crappie.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, that's a little crappie. On the pink again.
What is that, species number 4?
Yeah, I believe that is species number 4 today.
Yeah.
We've officially hit the Arkansas River Grand Slam.
Yeah!
Got him?
Yep.
Hey, all right.
Oh, it's a good crappie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a keeper. I knew there was some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's what's cool is you get into a situation where you see the fish on the graph, you throw it, you know it's there. And so you can be that much more patient with a spot, whereas otherwise you might not have been.
That's right.
Good deal. Bobby Garland doing it again. All right. Thanks for taking us out today. This has just been fabulous to see the whole process start to finish.
Yeah. It's been wonderful. I hope you guys have had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully you've learned something too as well. Yeah. And as proud as we are of the manufacturing and the operation that we do in Fort Smith. We're so lucky to have this in Green Country.
Well, and we are lucky in Arkansas to have a company like Pradco in our state doing what they do nationally, and it's not only a huge economic benefit, but it helps make our fishing better, and we've been able to see that today.
For sure.
When we come back, big news for the nation's mountain bikers means big news for MENA. Arkansas's Great Outdoors is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers, by Visit Hot Springs, America's first resort, by the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, by Vexus Boats, and by Certified Arkansas Baitfish. There's more exciting news for the outdoorsmen and outdoorswomen in Arkansas. The National State Initiative announced a new set of mountain biking trails coming to MENA, and this is no ordinary set of trails. First Gentleman Brian Sanders gave the details.
One of the first questions that I asked when we launched the Natural State Initiative is, what do we have a right to win? Mountain biking, which happens to be my favorite thing to do outdoors, is one thing that Arkansas indisputably has a right to win. But what makes Arkansas unique from many other great mountain biking destinations is you can do it here year-round. There was only one thing missing: a truly world-class downhill mountain biking experience. That begins today right here in MENA. The trails at MENA Bike Park will offer expansive natural beauty, sweeping views, 1,200 feet of elevation for epic descents, and a range of trails from beginner flow accessible to first-time mountain bikers, to raw technical steep terrain and expert jump lines for the most advanced drivers. When complete, it'll be the largest lift-serve mountain bike in the world, built from the ground up exclusively for mountain biking. But it's not just for mountain bikers. This will be a full-scale family adventure park, including a high-speed quad chairlift from base to summit on Round Mountain, zip lines, a climbing wall, a mountain coaster, and fun amenities that any family can enjoy, in a scenic mountaintop area with food, beverage, and beautiful views. This is the next chapter in the Natural State's outdoor legacy. We're entering a bold new era of trail development, park investment, and adventure infrastructure. The Trails of MENA will not only put MENA on the map, it'll keep Arkansas at the forefront of outdoor recreation in America.
Everyone knows about the amazing biking opportunities in Northwest Arkansas. We've also reported on the growth of mountain biking in Northeast Arkansas. We have the amazing Northwoods trails in Hot Springs, and now the news about the best of its class in the world facilities coming to MENA. Arkansas is leading the way. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's show. We showcased a major national manufacturer of fishing lures and showed you how they work with some solid field testing on the Arkansas River. We caught crappie, we caught bass, and a catfish acting like a bass on that Booyah swim jig. You got to hear Leigh and her trio play a bluegrass favorite, and you got to hear about a brand new effort to lead the nation in mountain biking in MENA. We thank our sponsors for making this show possible. Thank them when you get a chance. We thank the station you're watching for airing this show. Most of all, we thank you for watching. We'll see you next week somewhere in Arkansas's Great Outdoors.